Hello all, Erick Hoxter here, and we are live at the chessboard with the first ever Chess Daily podcast. Today we have some interesting stuff to discuss. We'll be talking about the Sergey Karjakin and Magnus Carlsen showdown in New York later this year. Who expected Sergey to win the candidates in Moscow? What can you expect from this new podcast? And guess whose birthday it is today? We'll get started with all that in just a minute. Welcome back, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the inaugural episode of the Chess Daily podcast. So, what is this? Why is this? Where is this? How is this? To sum all of that up, this is a daily chess chat. In lieu of just another outlet for blitz and bullet and kibitzing chess videos, I've decided that I simply want to talk chess. In the coming podcast, we'll have tons of interviews, we'll talk current chess events, we'll talk chess history, we'll give away prizes, we'll answer questions, and you know what? We're just going to have fun. For 10 to 20 minutes a day, we're just going to have fun talking chess. When you think about topics such as health and how your activity off the board can affect your ability over the board, and how well or how poorly you play, you begin to get into another very important and less talked about aspect of chess development. Everyone talks theory, everyone talks tactics, everyone talks strategy, everyone talks endgame, and so on. But what about diet? What about study time allocation? What about favorite activities away from the chessboard? You don't hear much about that, and I hope to bring some of that to the light with part of this podcast. And that's just a fraction of what I hope to accomplish. I have a few interviews lined up for the show. However, if you'd like to see a certain chess player interviewed, feel free to comment here or tweet @ChessDaily on Twitter, or even email erick@chessdaily.net. That's ERICK@chessdaily.net. I'll include all the information in the show notes, of course. Next, we're going to talk about how Sergey's near-perfect him in the challenger seed against Magnus for the World Chess Championships. But for now, find the best move for white in this tactical puzzle and comment below or tweet your answers to @ChessDaily. We'll be right back. So, Sergey's going to New York. What I want to know is, how many of you had him picked as the challenger against Magnus? If I'm being perfectly honest, certainly not me. I also didn't have Vishy Anand, who was looking quite well with an early win against Topalov and drawing against Levon and Fabi in rounds 2 and 3. While I'd love to see Vishy prove to the world that the old guy still got it, I don't think I could sit through another Carlsen Anand. I don't think I could sit through Carlsen Anand 3. I hope to see some clever squeezing from Magnus, or maybe a tiresome slip in the endgame during the 6th hour of the round. But whatever happens, I know it'll be interesting nonetheless. I'd like to go back to Norway Chess 2013, where Magnus defeated Sergey with the black pieces against a convincing Spanish. I'll link that one in the notes. I believe it was Norway Chess 2013. I gotta find it. That's the kind of chess I like to see from both sides. One's fighting for space, then opening the game. Meanwhile, the other side is building up an aggressive attack, forcing the opposition to use all of his pieces passively and defensively. It's so cool to see. And now, call me selfish or call me a makeshift patriot or what have you, but as soon as I found out the chess championships were going to be held in New York this November, I immediately wanted Hikaru or Fabi to win the candidates. Fabi more so just because of Hikaru's disappointing record against Magnus. Nothing against him, I do like Hikaru, but I just want a game that actually would be a competition, or a match that would be a competition. So when it came down to the final round, I was super excited and hopeful for Fabi to win. Hopefully he could pull out a win. But there's just a lot of pressure going into the final round with Black, knowing you have to play for a win. If it's against your style, you're going to press and be more aggressive when you like a lax or passive series of moves. You become unsure, and especially at the amateur or club level, how do you utilize the imbalances to swing in your favor when you're unsure how to proceed? Or you are sure, but you're just not comfortable? The psychological aspect then becomes a huge factor. Your posture, your ticks, your focus, and how you read your opponent's moves may change entirely. Can you think of a time when you had to fight for a win and the position was equal or even slightly better for you, but you were just unsure how to proceed and ended up losing simply because of the mind games you're playing with yourself? Tell me about it on Twitter at Chess Daily or in the comments below. Did you solve today's puzzle yet? If not, try again as we get ready for the final segment. We'll be right back. Somebody has a birthday today. Do you know who? It's the chess icon and political activist Garry Kasparov. He turned 53 today. Garry is one of the greatest chess players in the recorded history of the game and has changed the way we all play chess today. If you're listening to this podcast, chances are you're familiar with Garry's work for the world of chess. His foundation, his work for the youth, and many other accolades are known worldwide, including almost becoming president of FIDE. But somewhat less known is his influence on the entire way you study the game today. Aside from his aggressive and brilliant style of play, Garry was known for his extensive opening preparation. The reason you study the way you do is because of all your competition is doing the same. Nowadays, if you're not prepared, you're lost. Simple as that. Garry studied his openings very deeply and very extensively, and it warded him big time. Psychologically, too. Garry was once at the board and his opponent would make a move, and he'd instantly make a move immediately, and walk away from the board, knowing his opponent would go into another deep think. It was impressive, and I mean impressive. Even more noble than his dedication to the development of chess is his open activism against Vladimir Putin and the Russian government. Garry is strongly outspoken against Putin and Russia, with great reason. He founded the Human Rights Foundation and the United Civil Front, which is a social movement which is all about bettering the lives of others. And in short, Garry is a great man. So, happy birthday, Garry. Alright, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow for some more chess talk with the Chess Daily podcast. And until next time, be well, my friends.